Good evening, and this is Sean from Mount Vernon, Washington, and we're talking about the Confederate flag. I don't think everybody's bothered by that Confederate flag as much as everybody thinks they are. It depends on where you're from, which state you're from, and exactly which neighborhood you are from. For instance, the Confederate flag really doesn't bother many people in Colorado. It doesn't. Well, the Confederate flag, though, bugs a lot of people here in Washington and Oregon, California, and that's because we're the Northwestern PC tribe. And we are. We are. I mean, many of us have very colorful backgrounds and from all over the world, obviously. And there's some of us that were actually born here, like the American Indians, that think that all of our flags can be shoved up our butts with the poles backwards. But those same very American Indians have fought in all of our wars, World War I, II, III. Are we in 3 yet? Wait, I'm jumping ahead. Not really. It's here, but yet they're fighting in that too. Let's see, they fought in they fought everywhere we ever had since we landed on their property. They have been troubled neighbors. By now, the county sheriff should have ran all of us out of town and said, "Out!" Why is that? I asked that myself many times. Now I come from a colorful background. Part of my family, on my maternal side, my maternal mother's father's side is new to America. They never owned a slave. They didn't own anybody in Rome either, or Milan, or Tobago, or Sicily. They were poor. They didn't own slaves. Maybe somebody in Rome owned a slave, but they never did. Slaves over in Europe have been from all over, from mostly Africa regions, and but also they owned Vikings, Swedes, non-Swedes. They owned anything that they said, "This is my house now. You're also my slave." Out, And they had a flag, all right. It was a giant whoosh up your butt. Not nice at all. So that family's innocent, pretty much. Jewish end, well, Jews weren't quite here yet. That I'm aware of, none of the Jewish part of me and my family have ever owned a slave of any kind. They never even had a maid. They had religion, they had farms, they had kids, they grew up, they got old, they died. The American flag was important to them. Let's see, was it? No, that's a Jewish, just someplace else. What does it mean? Oh, let's see. Let's go through some more. Here are the English side, which is my maternal mother's mother was only part Italian, half Italian. Her father was Sicilian, and her mother was from England. Well, not from England. Her mother was from England. Her great grandmother was a wife of Brigham Young, probably a pass on after Joseph Smith's murder in Missouri. Yeah, Mormon too. You find out a lot about people. So anyway, she was brought over from England as a gift to was either Joseph or it was Brigham. But I think it was Brigham. Got Brigham Young's DNA in me, so probably Brigham. Well, maybe she may have been a gift from some royal guy, but it's more likely Brigham Young, because he was quite congenial and loved public speaking, and people in Utah really liked him. His favorite 5 wives lived in the Beehive House there in Utah. I've been in the Beehive House a few times. I love visiting that area. I'm rich with history there with my family. So, of course, there's a lot about polygamy that I had questions about growing up. What was it? What is it? And some interesting things. And why did my grandfather, who married Ellis, become Mormon? When I did it for her, he loved her because he's deep Catholic. He's Sicilian. I'm like, they didn't have Mormonism in Sicily, did they? Whereas those missionaries are everywhere. They have been since they were born. It's amazing. Anyway, that was pretty interesting. Then you start getting the other side of the family, which is huge. They've been here since Plymouth Rock. That's what I say, because they've been here a long time. I say, 1300s? Probably not that early. Whenever the doors opened, somebody said, "You, from South America. What are you?" Oh, he's so cute. Look. He's so sweet. Nobody did. Was it the Swede or Columbus? One of them landed up there by Plymouth Rock. The other one landed in South America, which is part of the Americas. So yes, America was discovered by both. Kind of, in a way, yes. Everybody's happy now. Yay! Scandinavians and Italians. We still have Columbus Day in New York City on Columbus Day. We don't here in Washington State because, by God, Columbus did not discover America. Yeah, it's kind of fair, kind of not. The Italians are a little bit uptight about that one. You think you have problems with flags? You got problems with that one. So, onward we go. So my family on my paternal side, of course, settled in, came in, been there around, Indiana, Pennsylvania, all that stuff. Some of them, they've been hanging out, grooving around the United States, populating, moving on. And yeah, they're mostly in the South. So yeah, hate to say it, but no, I don't hate to say it. I wasn't around. It's not my doing. But yes, yeah, you did have slaves. Usually only had slaves if you went by your economic background, actually. If you had one slave, you're okay. If you had many, very, very rich men. If you had none, you're just a poor man, and your wife, when she's about ready to deliver, has to do the fields, and then she drops the baby, gets and goes, It's kind of built-in system. Damn. Anyway, so yes, my family was divided. I'm like, I wasn't alive, so I'm just giving you my history, What can I say? So anybody that wasn't alive at that time, you are not guilty. It's got an interesting history. Now, if you're a bigot and you're still treating people like shit, then maybe you should do something about that. But other than that, for the most part, no, they're not. My brother does have the Confederate flag. He knows I don't like it, so he doesn't really have it hanging in front of me when I go over to visit. He's really cool about it. I love my baby brothers. And we don't have political arguments about stupid things like flags. He knows it just bugs me. And he knows why it bugs me. And that's understood. It's like not a big deal. I'll not talk about it. No argument. But I know where it's at. It was in the garage for a long time. Now it's down in his pool room. He's got this huge basement. And it's a big pool table down there. And he's got this bar set up. And there's booze. Of course, your favorite beers are there. And so he's got that. And then he's got the pool table. And then he's got a card room table set up in the corner, and he's got dart boards, and he's got a ping pong machine. It's fun to go over to his house. Everybody agrees. He's got a beautiful farm lawn. However, it's for sale. So right now, my biological father is living in my brother's house while things get taken care of. My dad's on one level, and it's a better house for him to move around in. So my brother has that house for sale. I'd like to buy it for him. It's really a beauty. Anything crafts that side of my family does, it's just completely amazing. Most of them are carpenters, that or jail guards. There you go. All my brothers, they fought in the Army, Navy, Marines, you know. Same for my maternal side, same thing with his brothers, same thing, Army, Navy, Marines, Coast Guard, you know, freedom fighters, got a couple of those, got a couple of militias too. If you're interested, and it's there, I got the numbers. Anyway, I know nothing. I know nothing. So anyway, what does that Confederate flag mean to me? Well, it means a lot to my boys. So, it's known that it just was carried in that era. It was their flag, their state. It's like us carrying around the state of Washington flag or the state of Colorado. The only problem was with that flag is they replaced it with the United States flag. And the reason why was, now you guys better sit down in your seats. I'm not going to like this. See, you kind of know both sides. Despite what Jaw thinks of me, I know a lot about the South because my family is mostly from the South. And I'm pretty well liked there. And they like me because of my colorful ways. Got a great sense of humor, and to be honest with you, I mean, you know, reality is reality. But it was like going with this. It's really important. Anyway, what I was saying was that, yeah, my boys. The reason those flags were different, the South wanted to remove itself from the Union and have its own states, territories. And the United States of America said, Washington, D.C. rather said, no, you don't. You're not going to do that. You're not going to concede. A lot of this had to do with money. Actually, all of it had to do with machinery coming in. Machinery had just been discovered that could pick cotton faster than a slave can. It's expensive, though. Very expensive. And the people selling it were in the North. That is true. So anyway, slavery is illegal, it's bad, it's evil, let's get them out of there. I agree. Some of the slaves didn't want to leave, by the way, and I know that for a fact. A very fact, it's my family. Got two different sets of people that didn't leave their plantations after being quote-unquote freed. And of course, the carpetbaggers came in after the Civil War and destroyed the South. What they did to the South is reprehensible. I don't think many people realize that. They really should read more about their history. The South was demolished after the war by carpetbaggers, just taking over the town, pushing around, roughshotting, ruining these people for no reason other than they could get by with it because they were still weak from the war. That was a cruel war on both sides. Both sides, the North and the South. We lost more men in that war than we ever did in Vietnam. Probably this one. It was a very bloody war. And anyway, my relatives were involved in that war. And on both sides. So anyway, the machinery needed to be put in to the South, introduction into it, because that's why these people are going to make money. And they went to Abraham Lincoln and said, look, you know, we need this to go into those states, and I bet you they'd love them. It's cheaper than slaves. I'm sure they did call them slaves because they called them the N-word. I'm sure they did. But anyway, Lincoln said, well, it's wrong to have slaves. I bet you I can get them machinery in there for you. Well, anyway, things didn't go that way. So this is not just about blacks and the good heart of Abraham Lincoln wanting to save all the slavery. Of course, he didn't believe in it, and he loved these people. But the truth is it had to do, the root cause of the war was money. Machinery versus men picked cotton. So blacks became the main issue, and the recovery, the engineering, the machinery, the cotton picking became in the background because, oh my God, it was bad. And the war went on, and on their way killing many. But the carpetbaggers were killing whole southern families, raping the women, killing children, killing men, killing old people. After the war, and in the South, the states were devastated. They are still, in some of these smaller towns, getting over it financially. People do not understand the economic destruction that this one war caused. And I know it seems like it was long ago, but in some of these little southern states, it just wasn't. They were hit very hard, and it was caused from the carpetbaggers. You can argue it all you want, but that's exactly what did it. As for that flag, to be honest with you, I don't like it. I don't like what it represents, but not the reasons. You love that flag because it represents your states. So, but for being taught in school, that flag also represents hate and murder. Trading babies in. If the slaves didn't do what slave owners wanted. I mean, some really bad slave owners were out there, but they weren't all bad slave owners. And I know that sounds weird too, but they're actually good slave owners. And that's one reason why the people didn't leave. A lot of those black people to this day, generations, are staying on the same old plantations. And the plantation owners gave those plantations to their slaves. That they were almost like family to many. We're not talking about assholes. We're talking about people that actually gave two shits in squats. In one of my families, I won't mention who, but Charles Etta, she is old, in her 90s, probably older than that, but anyway, she's generational slave, and so they have paid her since she was like 14, 15 years old to clean their house. Well, she still comes in and cleans their house for free. She's on retired money, and she lives on grounds. But the thing that's cute is she comes in for dinner or breakfast or tea every morning, and she's well loved. She gets the best care. There's better care than I get, and she's adorable. She's adorable. Was slavery so bad for her? Not according to her. We talk to them. And this is coming from a woman that's from a different world of all kinds of, cultures. But yeah, I know quite about it. A lot about the South, right? John's just hard on me because that's what John does. The other one's just hard on me just because, well, he's just hard on me. Maybe else hard on me, well, dang, someday she might end up being my roommate. You never know. Seriously. Her and I probably get along just fine. I'm an easy person to get along with in real life. And, if you like to cook, let you cook. I'll eat whatever's put in front of me, and I will be grateful that it's there because you made it. Want to help clean the house? I love having somebody just get things done and watch movies together. Let you go out, be, like family. I had an Uncle Louie, and my Uncle Louie, I loved him for years. He sat on his lap, he gave me pony rides from hell. Boom, 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 boom. bouncing all over the room. Anyway, it get me totally wound up, and I've been jumping and leaping. Uncle Louie, Uncle Louie, Uncle Louie. Anyway, Uncle Louie passed away. It was almost 20 years now. And I find out he's really not my uncle. What do you mean he's not my uncle? He's my uncle. I call him Uncle Louie. He's my uncle. He's my family. Well, yeah, he is. He had no family, so my family brought him in. He was best friends with my Uncle Pietro, back in the old country, and so he came with the family. When Pietro got married to my Aunt Betty, which was my grandma Esterina's baby sister. And then under her was my uncle baby Joe. Things, he's my uncle. And no difference. We have extended families all over the United States. Yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about. Yeah, need more credit, you guys. And fight with you on one hand and the other hand. Okay, let's get down to business and really speak what we want to say without cursing. Yeah, sure. Love you.